All right. Um, my apologies about that just happening. I'm still getting used to this. But this is another edition of Fast Break with your boy AD. And on today's episodes, I want to talk about my picks. These are my picks, okay? Not nobody else's picks, not your picks, not they picks, her picks, his picks, my picks. These are my predictions and picks for the WNBA 2025 draft. Okay, so um I want to start off by saying this, and we're gonna get right into this thing today. Okay. For me, if you know me, defense to me, defense wins championships. So I am big on defensive players. I like defense big time. You know what I mean? I preach defense when I'm doing any type of training, any type of coaching. I enjoy defensive players, and I think that players who can bring the ball up the court with size, can see the floor, good passing abilities, uh, and scoring. Obviously, you need scoring, but if you can play both sides of the ball, people underestimate or undervalue defense. And I'm somebody who's highly recommend getting drafting players that can play both sides of the ball. I think defense is very important in today's game, and it will be moving forward. Okay, so I just want to get that out the way. Also, I've seen a couple of people's mock drafts. Uh, most recently, Keita Love Sports, and I think that in her mock draft, the first three picks, I thought she obviously like is spot on with that. But in my draft, for selfish reasons, I have it going a little bit differently, and it could go this way. I'm not just dreaming of a circumstance or things like that. I'm actually looking at what I think these teams need and the way that they may go. So before I get started, let me switch this up real quick and get myself over here. Again, this is Fast Break, and I'm your boy AD. So let's just get right into it, okay? With the first pick uh, in this coming WNBA draft, I believe that the Dallas Wings will select none other than Paige Beckers out of UConn. And you can't go wrong with Paige. She's outstanding player, man. She is outstanding. She has size. She can handle the ball. She can play off the ball. She can score on all three levels, and she's just a magnificent player. Obviously, she has a lot of sponsorships and things like that. She's going to bring fans to the arena, and I think people should be excited. I think the biggest question about Paige is whether or not her and Enrique will work together. And I think that her and Enrique would actually, I think it is going to work. But I will say this, Dallas, if it does not work, I would be trying to figure that out real quick. And if it doesn't, I would be trying to move Enrique out of there because you can get a lot of compensation for her. She is a very valuable asset to have for any franchise. And I think that you can move her and you can start to get in draft assets, or you can actually get in some younger pieces that fit with Paige and moving forward to, start your franchise off. Now, let me say this as well. I do believe that we are getting here into March, which is one of my favorite times of year, by the way. I'm a big time college basketball fan. Notre Dame being my favorite team, and I'm not a bandwagoner. I love Notre Dame. Okay, Hannah Hidalgo is my absolute favorite uh, NCAA college player. Olivia Miles is right there with that. Juju, and there's plenty more. Women like Isaiah James, I'm very high on, and people don't talk about her enough. And she's not on this first. I'm going to give you guys my first 12 picks. You got to stay tuned for the second round. And I think this draft happens to be a deep draft. Okay. I think there are a lot of special players in this draft and a lot of young women who can change the franchises around. I think this might be one of those historic draft classes that are a lot of game changers. A lot of these women I think are going to come in and make a difference day one. Um, in a big way. In a big way, I think this might be a historic draft class. I guess we got to wait to find out. But um, my second time I do this, because I'm going to do this again. I'm going to do this again because I believe what I was about to say is I believe that we were about to get into tournament play. Okay, March Madness is coming up. And I think a lot of these women's will either raise their draft stock or they're going to lower it. Okay, depending on their play in the tournament, a lot of these women can get opportunity to rise their draft stock, or they can actually do the opposite and they could lower their draft stock. So I'm gonna come back to this after tournament play, or maybe midway through the tournament, and give you guys an updated version of, or I might do my second round. And I think there's going to be some gems in the second round. Okay. But it's a lot of talent in this draft. But Isaiah James, definitely somebody who a lot of people talk about. Sanaya Rivers, and Sanaya is on my first round list. But Isaiah James, North Carolina State, is I think she needs to be talked about a lot more. I think she's a little undersized, so but she can go out and get a bucket, man. And she's a very good player. But anyway, so I think Dallas Wings will be drafting Paige with the number 1 pick. I do think Olivia Miles is very capable of being a number 1 pick. Let me just say that. Because she's special. All right. But okay, moving on. So with the number 2 pick, Seattle Storm, I believe. And this could go either way. Obviously, it's hard to pass up on Olivia Miles, but Kiki Area. Here, let me say her name correct. Ariafin. I know it was a big controversy about how to pronounce her last name, so I'm just going to keep it with Kiki out of USC. I actually think the Storm are going to select her with the number 2 pick. But it could go either way because there are ties to Notre Dame, you know what I mean, with Skylar Diggins playing for Notre Dame as well, and she's over there at Seattle. But her counterpart, her teammate, may be one of the best players to learn from moving forward. And drafting Kiki at that power forward position, she can learn a lot. Coming in. So I think that Seattle may, go another direction and draft Kiki, and Kiki can raise her draft stock in this coming draft with the way she plays in March, and how deep of a run that USC makes in the tournament. And I actually think they are going to make a run. Like I said, we got to wait and see what happens, but we'll see. Okay, moving on from that. Number 3 pick, obviously, the Chicago Sky drafts Olivia Miles. Now, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna tell y'all straight up. Obviously, the Fever have made some moves. They've made some moves, and I actually got them winning the championship this coming season. And that might blow a lot of y'all hats off, or y'all might not believe, what I think, but I think Paige is special. I mean, I'm sorry, not Paige, but I think Caitlin is special, and Caitlin can make some things happen in the way that she plays the point guard position with her IQ, her facilitating skills, and having great players around her. They can make some noise, and I think they made some great moves. Okay, but with that being said, Chicago have a foundation with Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso. They have their future intact, and what they truly need to bring out the best in those 2 bigs is a point guard, and a point guard of Olivia Miles, a point guard of her ilk, a point guard that has her vision, a point guard that can score on the level she can score on, but most importantly, who can facilitate on the level she can score on. She can bring out the best in those 2 ladies. And I truly believe if the Chicago Sky can get a player like Olivia Miles, now we are talking about contention. Okay, we are talking about immediate contention, folks. Especially if they can get a 3-and-D player to go alongside. Now we're talking about a real future and real contention. I don't know how fast Olivia's game will translate in her first year, But I promise you, I truly believe in this young lady. I definitely believe in Angel Reese and Camila Cordoza. I just think they need the right point guard running the show and captain the ship. And if they get Olivia Miles, oh my goodness, that rivalry between Fever and Chicago Sky will be amazing. And I will be tuned in watching every bit of it. Okay. Every single, I'm still going to be tuned in. But I think the Chicago Sky's future is determined by who they put in that position to play the point guard spot. And if they get Olivia Miles, they will be cooking with grease. All right. Okay. So moving on. The Washington Mystics. Excuse me. The Washington Mystics. I believe the Washington Mystics are going to go with Sonia Citron out of Notre Dame, Olivia Miles' teammate. And Sonia is a special talent. I think her greatest asset, a lot of people love that she can shoot. I do too. You can't go wrong with shooting, but her defense, like I said, you guys, I am a defensive guy. Okay. You can never have enough 3-and-D players. And Sonya actually can bring the ball up. She has handling, she has ball handling skills. She can move that ball and bring that ball up the court. She can pass it, she can shoot it. But to me, her best asset is her defense. The defense that she brings to the table for any team is going to be a game changer. She is very feisty. I think she's athletic, more athletic than people probably might think. And she can space the floor and she can get some buckets. I think in the system she's playing in Notre Dame, she may be used as a third option over there. You got Maddie Westbelt, you got King. They got some offensive weapons. They have a lot of them. And they team just fits so perfectly with the way them girls, they all gel together. Okay. So Sonia Citron, I believe, will be going to the Washington Mystics into number 4 spot. And then we have a brand new franchise coming in with the Golden State Valkyrie. Okay, Golden State. They got some players over there, and they are looking for somebody to lead their franchise into the future. Okay, so I'm going to keep it 100% honest with you guys. I definitely don't know much about this young lady. I've heard a lot about her. I have not really seen her play, so I can't sit here and tell you guys I've seen her play, but I've heard many good things about her. Her name is Dominique Malunga, and she is a French player from overseas. She's from Cameroon. I believe she's very tall. She's like 6'6". She's very athletic. I believe she can dunk the ball. And she can space the floor. She can get a 3-point shot off and get it, and hit quite a few of those. I think she has some things she needs to work on, but she's young. She's 19 years old. And from everything that I gather and everything that I hear about this young lady, she's definitely somebody who has a lot of upside, a lot of high ceiling, and somebody that you might want to start your franchise around. So I think Golden State can't go wrong with her. I have to do some more research on her. But from what I'm hearing, the rumblings that I'm hearing about this young lady is she's definitely a game changer and somebody that the Valkyrie would be excited to have in their franchise. Okay, so moving on. Obviously, we got the Washington Mystics selecting again at the number 6 spot. And I believe, and I didn't say this before, but the reason I think that the Mystics would take Sonia Citron is because they have Shakira Austin. They also have Aaliyah Edwards, which they drafted last year, who was a very good player out of UConn. So I think they have their bigs kind of set, you know what I mean, for the future. And I think they go with the 3-and-D wing player. And now you have to lock up that point guard spot. And Cheyenne Sellers out of Maryland. This young lady can ball. Okay, this young lady is very talented and she has size. I believe she's 6'2" with ball handling skills. She can pass the ball. She can see over the smaller guards that has to go up against her. She is very good getting downhill and getting to the rim. I wouldn't say she is the biggest 3-point shooter. She don't take a whole lot of threes, but she is very capable of making them. She has a very good form. And I think that she needs to take more 3-point shots. I think that's one of her downfalls. She needs to be able to spread the floor a lot more. And I think that's what people who have her on their draft board, I think that's what they probably are concerned about. But she plays defense and she's a bigger guard. And I think that she could be the guard for the Mystics moving forward for their future. And if you get Citron and you get Sellers and you pair those two up with Shakira Austin and Aaliyah Edwards, then I think you have a very formidable team moving forward for their future, and they may make a run and a push towards the playoffs. We got to wait and see what happens with that, but that's who I have the Mystics drafting with their number 6, Sellers out of Maryland. Very good player, and I think she has a bright future. Okay, moving on. The New York Liberty. The Liberty have recently made some moves or gained some players in free agency. Most notably, Izzy from Chicago Sky just signed over with the Liberty. I believe Brianna Stewart still hasn't signed her contract yet. Maybe they're looking at cap space in there. She's trying to see if she can fit some other people under the cap. I don't think she's going nowhere. Obviously, they are the defending champions. They just won. Sabrina Ionescu. I think them girls are going to stay there and they want to defend their championship. And who other than another UConn guard, AZ Fudd. Okay. I believe that the Liberty are going to draft AZ Fudd. You cannot go wrong with another shooter. More space for Brianna Stewart to do her thing. Obviously, we know Brianna Stewart can also shoot the ball. You know what I mean? And let's not forget about Jones, the finals MVP. She has size. She can bang with you down in the paint. Barbecue chicken for them girls down in the paint when they get down there with her. She is very hard to defend down there. She can move you around, but she can also shoot the 3-ball, y'all. Now, you got 5 shooters on the court because you got Phoebus too, who has size, and oh my goodness, very good player, very good defender, and all them young ladies can shoot. So when you got that much shooting on the court, oh my goodness, the spacing for the bigs would just be amazing. And I think AZ would fit perfectly, seamlessly in their organization. AZ, had some injuries, but she has most recently shown what she's capable of doing. And I hope she continues to shine moving forward. I think New York will be a great spot for her. And I think the Liberty would have a great young prospect in AZ Fudd. And I think that's who they're going to be picking with that number 7 pick. So moving on to the Connecticut Sun. This may shock some people, but Connecticut has lost a lot of players. And I know that Marina Mabry wants to move on to a contender. She doesn't think the team is going to be in contention because they lost Alyssa Thomas to Phoenix. They've lost quite a few players. Everything's not coming to my mind right now because I'm thinking about all these draft picks, and I apologize about that. But they've lost their core group, and Mabry was traded over last year to actually help them with contention of trying to gain a title. And she is one of the last 2 standing, I believe, Natasha Cloud. But I think I may have heard that she may have moved somewhere else. I'm not sure if that's right, so don't quote me on that. But I say all these things to say this. Connecticut, if I was Connecticut, I would probably move Mabry and try to get some draft assets, and I probably would try to just start over and do some new things and try to rebuild my franchise. They lost some key players, and I think they've gained some capital. Obviously, the pick that they're picking at number 8 was not theirs. This pick was supposed to be Indiana's. So with that being said, I think they are going to go with, in my estimation, Sedona Prince out of TCU. Sedona Prince is a very good center out of TCU. She has been in college. I think she's in her 5th year attending the university. But this young lady is talented. You guys, she can shoot. She has very good form. She can move her feet, good footwork. Her and Haley Van Lift have been doing really good things for this team this season. Coming in this March Madness tournament, I think that they can actually make some noise and put some teams out that that may think that they may have the upper hand on TCU, but TCU this season has been very good. Sedona Prince has been a big player in that whole scenario. Her and Haley Van Lith have been outstanding this season. And Sedona Prince, if you want to start a franchise, to me, it's three ways you can go. You start with a point guard, you start with a big, or you start with a 3-and-D who has point guard skills and can lock somebody up on one end, on the other side of the floor. So I don't think they can go wrong with Sedona Prince. And that's who I think that Connecticut Sun will be drafting with that number 8th pick. Okay, now moving on. LA, the Sparks. Okay, I think the Sparks will be drafting Anissa Morrow with the number 9th pick out of LSU. Anissa is a high energy, high motor, gonna go get it at all costs. She wheels her way to snatch the rebounds. She has a lot of energy. She can score around the rim. She can score shooting that mid range. And and I actually think she might be able to shoot the 3-ball. She don't do it, but I think if she starts to try to shoot them shots, I think she might be able to knock some of those down, especially if she starts practicing them and getting them shots up. I think she may be able to hit those. And I think that's part of her game that she should definitely work on. She can definitely hit the mid range. We know she can score in the paint. Like I said, high motor. LA has a very, very, very good core. With the addition of Kelsey Plum, you got Cameron Brink coming back, who could possibly be a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. We know she can block shots. The only thing about Brink is she ain't got a lot of, you know, I think she needs to get a little bit more stronger down in the post. She's definitely got the size, but she ain't got the bricks in the back pocket. You know what I'm saying? She might need to put on a little bit more weight. Very athletic though, very athletic for her size. Definitely it can alter shots, change people's shots, and if not, she's blocking the shot. And she can move her feet at her size. She can shoot, and they have a really good. I'm gonna talk about Rakia Jackson. Rakia's from Detroit, y'all. So I'm gonna support Rakia Jackson for the rest of her career because that's what we do. We get behind our athletes. I'm from Detroit. That's my hometown. That's her hometown. She played out of Detroit Edison High School and out of Tennessee for college. And I think she has a very bright future. I think she has to tighten up some things. Everybody talks about her defense. And yes, I do agree and think that she needs to get better on the defensive side of the ball. She's also still growing her offensive game. But I think she has a bright future. She had a very good rookie season, and we're going to see how she does with Kelsey Plum running the point guard spot and getting the ball to her and see what she has to offer. You got Derica Hamby. She can play both sides of the ball. She can score in the paint and at the rim, and she can shoot as well, the mid-range and all that. And then you got Ray Burrell. Okay. And Ray Burrell, I think she's going into her third, fourth season. She didn't play really much her rookie season. I think she had an injury. But this young lady is playing in Unrivaled right now, and she's she's opened my eyes up to her game, and I think that she has a lot to offer, and that's probably their starting lineup for the future. But if you add Anissa Morrow to that, man, that is going to be a very good young team moving forward. You got a mixture of vets and young players, and I think that's who the LA Spark is going to choose with that number 9th pick. Okay, moving on to Chicago Sky, the number 10th pick for Chicago Sky. And I think this can go one of two ways. But I think if you get Olivia Miles at the 3 spot, I think this will be up to 2 people. Obviously, Tahina Powell out of South Carolina or Sanaya Rivers out of North Carolina State. Now, me personally, if I was to get Olivia Miles at the 3rd spot, I would probably choose Sanaya Rivers. Only because I think that Sanaya Rivers is more capable of playing defense than Tahina. And I love Tahina Powell. Very good shooter. She can shoot. She's very high IQ. She can run the point guard. She can play off the ball. She can do a lot of things. And she does play defense. Don't get it twisted. She does play defense. I just think that Sanaya be having a bigger size. I think being a little bit more athletic than Tahina I would probably go in that direction. She could run the point guard spot. She could play off the ball, and I think she can grow her offensive game a lot more. But the defense, you guys know, like I said, I keep saying it. And I ain't gonna stop saying it. The defensive side of the ball matters a lot to me, and I believe Sanaya Rivers is definitely could be somebody who could stop somebody on the other side and give you a problem with her on the offensive side. I think some of the shots she takes sometimes, I don't like her shot selection at times, but I think this young lady has a huge upside, and she get the right people around her. She can grow her game in a major way. So I have Chicago Sky taking Sanaya Rivers at number 10 out of North Carolina State. Okay, now at number 11, the Minnesota Lynx, I have them taking Tahina Paopao out of South Carolina with the number 11th pick. And I think that they could use, shooting. Who can't use shooting? She shoots the ball efficiently from three. She takes very good shots. She can also get downhill, though. Tahina can get downhill. Tahina's feisty. She plays defense. Obviously, she knows how to move the ball and pass the ball. You got veterans like Nafisa Collier. You got McBuckets. And that would just allow another piece that you have to watch on that 3-point line. Nafisa can also shoot the three. So you got a lot of shooters spacing the floor, and you can't go wrong with a player like Tahina Paopao at the number 11th pick if she falls that far down. But she's a very good player. I think that her playing in South Carolina system, South Carolina has a lot of talent. They got a lot of talented young ladies. I mean, a lot of talented young ladies. I think they got a couple players that's going to be coming in the second round that can come in and make a huge difference, like Raven Johnson. Her defense is magnificent. Magnificent. Bree Hall. I mean, they got talent, man, and they beat you with the collective. Like, it's not nobody who averages 15, 20 points a game on that team, but they don't have to. They can all come average 10 points a game and put up 100 and keep you at 80, 70 points, maybe even 60. Like, they defense is terrific. They play together. They got like I said, they got a lot of talent. They spread you out with their scoring, and everybody's capable of doing a lot of things for that team. So you don't see the shine that I think if they play for another college program that they would get. And I think that's what's going on with Tahina. She may not be dropping 20 points a game, but is she capable of doing it? Absolutely, if she was in another program. Okay, and last but not least, and let me say this, last but not least, is this last player is based off of if she's going to choose to come out. Okay, she's a junior this year. And she's out of UCLA, and it's not Lauren Betts. We know Lauren Betts is going to stay another year. Her sister's coming in, and she's going to be grooming her sister. And I think they want to get that opportunity to play together before Lauren takes her talents to the the season after that. She'll probably be in a 26 draft. She's going to be a top recruit in that 26 draft, probably top 3 lottery pick. But, well, actually, I think it's no question she'll be a lottery pick. But another player out of UCLA, obviously you got Kiki Rice, but I'm talking about Janiah Barker. Okay, another player who plays defense very well, very athletic player. Can go in there and bang, get you rebounds, can score all around the rim, shoot the midi. Janiah Barker is somebody who I think any team would love to have. Got a lot of energy, can move her feet well. She has size. And she's a major part of the success that UCLA is having this season. And I can't wait to see how they do in a tournament. So I got, if she comes out, I got Dallas drafting Janiah Barker out of UCLA. Okay, and that concludes my thoughts on this coming draft. I will do a second round, and like I said, I think it's a lot of young ladies that are talented that can make a difference coming out of the second round this year. I think this draft class is actually going to be a historic one, maybe like the 96 NBA draft. You know what I mean? It could be one of them type of classes. We just got to wait and see what happens with these young ladies, where they fall. And some of these young ladies may change what happens with, different franchises, particularly the Chicago Sky. I selfishly want Olivia Miles to play for the Chicago Sky because I think I know what that franchise can turn into with the right point guard and position to push them into contention and making a deep playoff run if they get the right pieces over there with Angel Reese. Angel Reese is definitely she's a game changer. She's one of the top young women in this league. And she's going to only go up from there. And you see what she just did most recently in an arrival. And that's just a small sample size on what's to come for this young lady, especially with women like Lisa Leslie getting behind her and training her. Lisa is a legend in the basketball world, and she is definitely has the pedigree, and she knows what she's doing on that court. She knew what she was doing when she was playing, and the stuff doesn't go away. You get somebody like Lisa Leslie training you, and you're gonna see a change. And you can already see it already from Angel. So I want to see them get the right pieces over there in Chicago, and see if they can become a contender overnight. So, like I said, there are a lot of players that I did not mention that I think could be first round picks as well. Like I said, this is just a prediction. This isn't, you know what I mean. This is what I think, what I think these franchises could use moving forward. I got another video that I'm going to make coming up, and some other news. Yeah, so I will be going live. I'll be going live on Wednesday nights. We haven't set the time. It's going to be either 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. Eastern time. I am in Detroit. And I will be going live with two other people, which is Brooklyn, the 80s baby, and also B. Let me get B's channel because her channel is new, and B is moving fast, y'all. She knows sports. I love her take and her mindset when it comes to basketball. She definitely knows what she's talking about. And her channel is called B Sports Buzz. And she's going to be on the panel with us too as well. So please, y'all, check that out. Look for that. We will be live every Wednesday. I think starting at 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. We still got to make a determination on what time it's going to be, but that's coming. It'll be starting this Wednesday coming up. So I hope you guys check that out and look for that. But that's all I got. That's all I got for y'all today. And those are just my thoughts. Sorry for the long video. I know that I didn't want to go over 30 minutes, but this is a mock draft. It takes a little time to get through everybody. But please don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Like, share, comment. I definitely will engage, and I want to hear what you guys think. Actually, I want to know if y'all think that I'm wrong, if I'm right. I like to hear what other people think. So please hit the comment section. Let me know what you think of my mock draft. And there will be another one coming up, probably around tournament time. I definitely might do a round 2 in the near future. Other than that, this is Fast Break. This is your boy AD. And I hope you stay tuned in for what I got coming. You guys, I'll see you guys soon.